These days, a fixed bed is absolutely de rigueur for a couple's caravan, but that does tend to mean a pretty large caravan and a pretty heavy one too. So what do you do if you've only got a fairly small tow car? Well, how about something like this? It's the Sterling Eccles 510. It's compact at less than 7 metres, thanks to some clever packaging, and it weighs just over 1,400 kilos. It costs less than £20,000, but does bring with it a fair amount of kit. We've got an AKS hitch stabiliser, a front panoramic sunroof and alloy wheels. This particular van is fitted with the Lux Pack, which brings along such useful additions as an external locker to access the space under the bed and a gas barbecue point. It's a really good looking van too. As ever with Sterling, it's pretty stylish, helped by the carbon fibre effect front gas locker and the modern decals on the sides. It looks pretty good inside too. And this one should be fairly warm because it's fitted with the optional Aldi wet central heating, as that badge on the back shows. Adding the Aldi wet central heating and the Lux Pack does take the price from under £19,000 to over 20, but this does feel like a luxurious place to sit. It feels like a modern one too. It's lovely and light, and these fabrics feel very youthful compared to a lot of caravans. There's also almost no wood effect in here, just this piano black along the bottoms of the cupboards. Everywhere else it's Hessian or white, so it really does feel fresh and clean. The kit levels are good, as well as that sunroof. We've got a stereo, we've got this front chest which has a pull-out coffee table above. The lighting is really thoughtfully done as well. We've got halo lighting above the cupboards and these spotlights in each corner, which means that when this is made up as a double bed, because really these sofas are too short to be used as singles, everyone will have a reading light. Although it's a relatively small caravan, the 510 really does have bags of storage space. On the near side here, we've got this fantastic dresser with 2 lockers above, these rather neat little shelves which are ideal for putting knickknacks on once you're pitched on site, and beneath it 2 cupboards and a drawer. Although it's set a bit too low to be used as workspace for the kitchen, it is the perfect height for your TV, so you can sit back in the lounge and relax, and your telly will be just the right height for you to watch. So it's no surprise to see the relevant sockets you'll need for your telly there. It's also quite neat that there's a hatchway through to the bedroom, so you can simply spin round your telly and watch it from there too. Now over on the off side of the van, well, there's a really well equipped kitchen area. We've got a refrigerator and a couple of good drawers here, one for utensils and one for cutlery. There's also a lift up flap at the front here should you need additional worktop space, and a really good sized sink. As you might expect, there's a dual fuel hob and a separate oven and grill too, and I really like this rather nice illuminated splashback. It is a shame there's just the one socket in this room, but then there are 2 in the lounge and of course that one on the sideboard, so plenty of points to charge up your various devices. It's good to see the microwave sited over the sink rather than the hob, and of course there's a cupboard on either side of it too. At the back here is where the real magic happens, and it's the reason why this is such a compact caravan, because this is a brilliant bit of packaging. For a start, there's this bed. It's well over 6 feet long and more than 4 feet wide, which is a really fantastic size. We've got our own reading lights and shelves for each bed occupant. It's really comfortable too. The only slight flaw is the fact that one of you is going to have to climb over the other through this fairly narrow gap if you need to use the loo at night. There are 4 overhead lockers as well, and of course a massive space underneath the bed for storing all your gear. That's also where you'll find the spare wheel, but this van does have one touch that I'm particularly pleased to find. There's an access flap to use that storage space, which means that when the bed is made, you don't have to lift it up each time you need to get something out from underneath. There's more storage to be found here too. Over on the offside wall, well, that's where you'll find a full height wardrobe. And that's also where you'll find the storage for the lounge table. There's even, in this space, a little vanity unit, so you can brush your teeth before jumping into bed at night. It's got a mirror and downlighters above, and a small cabinet beneath, along with a radiator for the Aldi wet central heating and some shelves. But where's the loo? Well, it's behind this door here. Although small, the fully lined wet room is cleverly laid out. The shower tray acts as the floor, and there's a moulded soap dish, plus a water-saving Eco Camel Orbit shower head. and a shelf above the electric flush loo. Unusually, there's even a bifold door to keep the loo dry while you have your shower. I've seen this layout before in the Sprite, but if anything, it works even better with that clean, modern interior in the Sterling, which gives much more of a sense of space. If you're not particularly agile, that bed could be an issue, and if you prefer to use the facilities of the van, then maybe you'll find that wet room a little bit small. If so, it could be worth looking at rivals such as the Bailey Pegasus Moderna, but then, although cheaper, that really doesn't have this Sterling sense of luxury. For me, it's a really fantastic layout and really is proof that sometimes the best things do come in small packages.